welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Let's dive straight into what's buzzing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, at Ninja Wisdom. They just dropped this post kind of challenging the whole cardio is king idea for fat loss.
Mm-hmm.
Says after 6 years, they figured out a strategy, lost over 20 pounds of belly fat. They even link their guide. What strikes you about that?
Well, it really goes against the grain, doesn't it? Challenges that conventional wisdom. It suggests, maybe focusing on resistance training. That might actually be, more effective long-term for fat loss.
How so?
Well, the thinking is building muscle boosts your metabolism, so you burn more calories even, when you're just resting.
Ah, right, not just the workout burn.
Exactly. So it's not just about that hour in the gym. It's sustained.
Interesting. Okay, moving fast. Did you see the at GWR reminder?
About Doobie?
Yeah, the 14-year development time. Announced 97, out in 11.
Wild.
And now get this, with at Rockstar Games pushing Grand Theft Auto VI to May 2026.
Right.
People are wondering, could that break the record if it slips again?
It's possible, and it really it highlights just how complex these huge games are to make.
Totally.
And the pressure, the fan expectation is just immense. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, about that balance between creative ambition and actually shipping the game.
Yeah, where's the line? Tough call. Okay, switching gears a bit. Health stuff. At Dreckberg is flagging some nighttime symptoms, things you might miss.
Oh, like what?
Like frequent bathroom trips, nerve issues. Says there could be early signs of diabetes, blood sugar problems affecting organs. And he links it to his keto diet approach, interestingly.
Yeah, focusing on those subtle nighttime signs it's quite interesting, things people often just brush off.
Right.
And it prompts you, are you really listening to your body? Even those small signals when you're asleep.
Like the bathroom trips.
Exactly. Could be the kidneys working overtime, trying to deal with excess sugar because insulin isn't working right.
Huh.
Could be more significant than you think.
Good point. Need to pay attention. Okay, speaking of anticipation, GTA 6 again.
Yep.
The official date from at Rockstar Games, May 26, 2026. That's later than some hoped.
Not an understatement.
And the reactions, oh boy. Saw at TG Good YT set up a, quote, safe space for fans to vent. Needed, maybe.
One user, handle starts at SpaceX.xd, went totally off, mentioned the janitor even.
Oh, yeah. Intense.
So the anticipation is clearly, through the roof.
It really is. And that level of passion, it just underscores the huge cultural impact these big game franchises have.
Definitely.
It makes you ask, what is it about these games, these long waits? Why such an intense emotional investment?
It's just that the worlds, the story.
Maybe the community.
Yeah.
Or, probably all of it combined.
More than just a game for a lot of folks. Okay, next one's kind of wild. Career change drama. At Kevin Naughton Jr. says he's a newly ex-Google software engineer. Post this super direct tweet.
What did it say?
Literally. Hey guys, I woke up realizing I've made a horrible mistake. Is anyone looking to hire a software engineer? No way. Publicly.
Yep. And get this. At Jeff Tidwell, an entrepreneur at Next4Me, replied hinting at an opportunity.
Incredible. To talk about using your network, huh?
Right out there in the open.
It's just fascinating, the transparency and how fast things move on social media for careers now.
Yeah.
Makes you think how platforms like X are just, changing the whole job search game, right?
Right.
The lines between private and public work life.
Yeah.
Getting blurry.
Definitely blurring. You really never know who's reading. Okay, hold on. At Unusual Whales just dropped a breaking post.
Oh, what now?
Jim Cramer said there won't be a recession.
Size. Oh, Kramer. Okay. And the replies.
Predictable. Let's just say his track record. Well, it has a reputation. Lots of folks are basically saying, okay, maybe expect the opposite then.
Chuckle softly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inverse Kramer indicator. It does highlight how tricky economic forecasting is.
For sure.
And also, how the public sees these financial gurus. How much weight should you really put on expert opinions in uncertain times?
Good question. Need that grain of salt.
Always. Healthy skepticism is key.
Okay, gas prices. Always gets people talking.
Always.
At Quad Carl put out a challenge. $1,000 to anyone who finds gas for $1.98 gallon in the U.S.
$1.98.
And a Soptim fan just replied with the SpongeBob imagination meme.
Perfect.
Turns out it all goes back to a claim by Donald J. Trump that got debunked.
Ah, okay. Well, what's interesting there is just how fast that stuff spreads online. The misinformation.
But also how quickly it gets shot down sometimes.
Right. Often with humor, like the meme.
Thank you.
It really makes you think, though, how do you sort fact from fiction with everything flying around?
The good filters. All right, Formula One fans, heads up. At Tim Cook tweeted that Apple Sports has real-time leaderboards for the Miami Grand Prix this weekend.
Oh, nice. Real-time updates.
Yeah, and someone at One Kapesh replied super enthusiastically, the best is coming. Sounds pretty slick.
It really shows how tech is just embedding itself deeper into watching sports, right? Enhancing the fan experience with all that live data.
Totally changes how you follow along.
Yeah, but it raises that question too. How are these digital platforms changing how we engage? Are we more connected to the data, maybe less to the actual event feel?
Different kind of connection, maybe. Okay, this next one's deeper. A thread from @DataRepublican about George Soros.
Okay.
They're pointing back 30 years to a 1993 essay where Soros talked about maybe repurposing NATO.
Repurposing NATO for what?
To help create what he called open societies. It's stirring up discussion about NGOs, global influence, that sort of thing.
Right, open society is his term for places with, democratic governance, rule of law, human rights.
Yeah.
So looking back at that 1993 idea, it's fascinating to trace the history of these geopolitical concepts. And it connects to the ongoing debates about international organizations, philanthropy, and their global role. Big stuff.
Definitely a lot packed in there.
Yeah.
Now, for something, different.
How different?
At Matt Wallace, 888 claims someone filmed a removal, links a video. Supposedly a merman-like creature, pulled from a lake in Poland, 2015.
Oh, merman! Seriously!
Biohazard suits, the whole 9 yards. Says the original report was from UFO Sightings Daily.
Skeptical. Uh-huh.
Well, what do you make of that?
Look, claims like that, they really hit on basic questions, right? Evidence versus belief, especially extraordinary claims.
True.
It taps into that human fascination with the unknown. But also the huge challenge of sorting fact from, maybe manipulated video or just speculation online. It's tough.
Very true. You got to wonder. Okay, on a lighter note, and definitely satirical, at US Minute True,
Yeah.
posted about a supposed House investigation into someone playing smoke detector low battery beeps whenever Representative Jasmine Crockett speaks.
Okay, that's pretty pointed satire.
A clear jab at political theater, right?
Absolutely. It's a great example of using humor, satire as commentary on politics, finding the absurdity in it all.
Seems like we need that sometimes. Even the official at White House handle is getting vibey. Posted a lo-fi MAGA video to relax study too. Linked YouTube.
Lo-fi Maggie. Wow, okay.
Yeah. And at Trader Pow just replied, at White House vibes. So political branding's finding some chill new paths.
It's noteworthy, isn't it? Politics meeting pop culture trends like lo-fi. It suggests new ways they're trying to reach different, maybe younger audiences, unexpected formats.
Trying to catch a vibe.
Yeah.
And finally, just a fun one. At Blazingers, put out a wallpaper challenge. Showed off this intense Hulk image
Okay.
and asked people to show something harder. The quest for the ultimate phone background continues.
Yes. It seems small, but even that, right? It touches on that human need for self-expression, how we curate our little digital spaces to show who we are or want to be.
A digital aesthetic. Wow, okay, that was a whirlwind. From fitness ideas to maybe mermen. X is never boring.
Never a dull moment.
We hope this quick dive gave you some surprising things to chew on.
Yeah, absolutely. And just remember, the information out there, it's always changing. So that critical thinking muscle, keep flexing it.
Good advice.
Keep asking questions, keep digging deeper.
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining us for this daily vibe casting. We'll catch you next time for another look at what's trending.